Hello, hello.
Hola.
Welcome back. We got SummerSlam today. Well,
Woo.
tonight. But we're going to go ahead and give you our predictions. It is storming, so sorry in advance about the thunder if it comes through. Hello,
Hoping we don't
guys.
lose any power. Yes, this is my shadow behind me.
First, what's it going to give us? Okay, the CM Punk Drew McIntyre special guest referee Rollins.
I'm going for Rollins, obviously. I'm going for the ref. Hope he wins.
Who's going to count the pinfalls?
Fine. All right. I guess we got to pick a winner here. But, either way,
I
he's going to kill Punk after what Punk did to him.
I
But
think I think Punk has to lose this match
he's got to.
because with the injury and everything,
Maybe he's going to
you
get injured
you've
again.
only wrestled once. We're cycling back towards Survivor Series where you returned at. So like you've wrestled once, but you've cost Drew McIntyre like 5 times.
I think he's the new brittle Brian Danielson. Like, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Just, I can't. I can't with him. And honestly, like, I know Seth hates them both, but I think his hatred for Punk is.
I think his hatred for Punk is legitimate, and I feel like his hatred for Drew is purely character work.
Yeah,
Because, like, what's interesting about Seth versus Punk is we saw Seth fussing and ranting and screaming over CM Punk returning.
yeah.
So when it comes down to it,
And he literally found out, like, right before they went out for that match. So he was really not happy.
when it comes down to it, I just feel like Seth Rollins, he feel like he and Drew actually understand each other a lot more. And I feel like this is just a storyline for them.
Right.
Just like their feud was just a storyline for them. Whereas for Drew and Punk and for Seth and Punk, it does feel a little personal.
Yeah.
Outside of the fact that we know it's wrestling and,
Yeah.
they try to use real emotion to make the performance better. But I just personally, I'm not the biggest CM Punk fan. I'm not going to say I want to see him get injured or I want to see him.
No, we don't want anybody to
No.
get injured ever, but
What I do want is I want for Drew McIntyre to get his get back on CM Punk. Because, yes, you beat the crap out of him in Chicago, but we didn't get to see it.
right.
We heard a garage door get hit like 3 times and they opened it, which, by the way, whose dumbass was opening the.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My thing is for Drew, like the whole Adam Pearce constantly punishing Drew for interfering when CM Punk hasn't been cleared this entire time and
Shouldn't be touching anyone.
legitimately been allowed to come in and mess up all of Drew McIntyre's matches and screw over Seth. Like, where's the line? How is this right? So to me, yeah, I'm going for Drew, and I'm looking forward to Seth being as big of a jerk as possible. Recently been rewatching some old Bray Wyatt stuff, and so with doing that, I'm getting to see I'm getting to see I want to call him John Moxley, but that was not his name then.
Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose, thank you. I'm like losing it between all of the things. But watching him ref a match was just gold, and I really hope Seth pulls some of that in. Like he got out and started like taking selfies with a fan and
Oh,
do that.
It's
Do all of that stuff.
yeah.
Like
So like
Seth,
we
so
know
it's gonna be gold
we
regardless.
know there's going to be a spot where even though it's Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, the crowd is going to be singing Seth's song and he's going to be instigating it.
Oh yeah.
I do see honestly him entering through the crowd in the special guest referee gear. Like maybe not with the Shield theme, but I could totally see him doing one of those like entrances through the crowd. And on his way down, he's just taking forever. And you see CM Punk and Drew are both angrily waiting in the ring. There's a lot of little things you
Well,
can
and
do
he's
with
already
Seth.
said that, the gear that he was wearing the other day is nothing. compared to what he's going to be
He's gonna
wearing.
look like a flamboyant referee.
Oh my God. I'm calling a dress of some type. Like there's going to be a skirt involved. It might come
I
off.
feel like
I don't
Becky
know.
Lynch is gonna be jealous of whatever he comes out in.
Well, she's always jealous because it's what she wants to wear and he gets to. So it is what it is.
All right, and it really gave us the match I don't want to talk about right now, so we're just gonna skip that
Yep. Come back to that later.
because that's we got to close that one.
Yeah.
World Heavyweight Championship between Damian Priest, Bisexual Undertaker, and Gunther, the Ring General.
I have gone back and forth on who
So
I
much,
think is going to
so
win this.
much.
Based on I'm currently like I want Damien to win based on the smack talk
Weird,
from
right?
Gunther. I
Isn't it
know.
weird? They made us want to root for
They
Damian.
really did. I was rooting for Gunther
He has earned our respect over
and
this
now
year.
I'm over here like kill him, Damien, kill him.
Get him,
Like
get him, Terror Twin. Like
yeah, like I'm 100% on Damien's side. I do not know if he's gonna pull it off, but I want him to 100%. Because as somebody that was not raised the way Gunther was raised, but I tried to give you all the advantages and could not as a single mom and a flippin' teacher. Um, I tried everything, sorry.
at least I don't walk around calling people street trash like Gunther.
And the minute he did that, all I could do was start going, street trash, I don't buy that. Like, just Aladdin popped into my head, and I'm so glad the rest of the internet community, it wasn't just me. I thought it was just me. But no, I'm 100% pulling for Damien. I really hope he pulls this off. But yeah, he has won our respect.
I feel like I feel like personally Damian has to win here
Yep.
because of the fact of we all know Gunther's going to get a world title.
Oh yeah.
And I think the swerve here is having him lose the title shot that was given to him through a prestigious thing like King of the Ring. Because if we go through King of the Ring winners, like, yes, the more recent ones were a little less well used, but let's be real, that was the time frame of the WWE they were in. This is Hunter's first King of the Ring.
Yeah.
And if there's another one next year, I feel like next year it would probably be like a Ilya Dragunov or maybe a Braun Breaker, someone from the mid card scene going and getting propelled. I feel like it's their secondary money in the bank. You know what I mean? But I feel like with Bash in Berlin,
Yeah.
it is so easy to still have Damien drop the belt this month, but let him get that SummerSlam moment as well. Because Damien's had a moment at every PLE, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
He has had a moment at every PLE since he cashed in and won that title.
Yeah.
And with that being said, Damien has earned my respect. I am a fan of Damian Priest.
Yeah, we weren't
I
for the
hated him
longest
for the
time.
longest time. Like when he couldn't sell the pedigree from Seth. Like I
Yeah.
understand it is one of the scarier moves to sell because you do go almost completely flat. It's very scary. It's kind of like an F5. You're landing on your
Yeah.
face. It's very
But
hard to.
he has won our respect. We
And
really
that
really like him now.
that rope tie up scared me to death. When he got stuck in the ropes against Drew, I legitimately thought we just saw him get Finn Balor in a
Yeah.
way. Like I thought we just saw an injury rip away someone who was actually doing well as a champion, and it hurt.
So lucky
And it
that
was
it
in that
was
moment
not
I realized
a
I was a
serious
Damian
injury.
Priest fan because that injury made me go, "What about his title reign? What about?"
I think we had been talking before that he had earned our respect and he had been showing a lot more. But yeah, I we were legitimately worried for him at that point. So I'm so glad that injury was not a severe injury.
The only thing I will say though about this match specifically is I don't know what's going on with Finn. I don't know if Finn's gonna cost Damien or if Finn's gonna help Liv. Like
I think
there's a lot up in the air right now.
I really think it's been Finn and Liv working in the background. I just don't know where Dom Dom stands.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's the only question mark for me is where Dom stands because I think it's been Finn and Liv from the get go,
yeah,
and Dom's just collateral damage. So,
I don't think Dom is in on it for the simple fact that now granted this might be me reading a little too deeply or like being a little too
but you're
much
usually right
of
when
a
you do
dirty
that.
Dom fan, but
You're usually right, though.
I feel like Dom as a character worker is smart enough to know if he's being used as like if he's being a double agent. It's Dirty Dom. I feel like he could be a lot more sneaky with how much he was getting caught with like the hotel key or fraternizing with Liv. It was very like wrong place, wrong time. He just kept getting caught because he's a little bit too nice. Because it wasn't until Mommy was back that he had the huevos to tell her off in Liv Morgan.
But he also didn't contact mommy while she was out until a week before
I
she
mean,
showed up. So to me, that's shady.
that's the shadiest thing. That I don't have like a defense
I
for,
don't, I don't,
but that
I don't believe the
and I
telling
don't.
off. I
I
don't believe the telling off for a minute.
see
That was a show for mommy.
the one thing I could understand from Liv like that reaction and then destroying the clubhouse. Why was Finn's face untouched?
Oh, all of Finn's stuff was untouched.
Like, like in my honest
None of
opinion,
Finn's stuff was touched. Except for the Xbox that everybody played.
PlayStation.
But whatever. None of Finn's stuff was touched.
Oh, whatever. That's a rival thing.
Just saying. None of Finn's stuff was touched. His shoes weren't touched.
Nope, none
His
of it.
face
None of
wasn't
it.
messed up on the poster. If you watch back, none of Finn's belongings were destroyed at all. And his face on the poster is the most obvious, but if you look, his shoes weren't touched. His like briefcase or whatever wasn't touched. None of his stuff was messed with. Nothing.
And I feel like Dom could legitimately cost Liv or Rhea her title,
Hmm.
but not on purpose. The same way he wasn't like I don't
Or he
actually.
could make it look
Well,
accidental.
I don't think he was actually trying to help Liv get the title over
Right.
Becky Lynch. I think it's just the fact that he's a heel, and in his head, how you help someone win is a chair. Like it's just, but what my whole point is, I feel like if Dom was legitimately trying to be sneaky and double agenty, he would have made it look a lot better when he was accidentally helping Liv win. He would have made it look a lot more. What's the word? He would have sold it a lot more like he was really trying to not help. Because I feel like if he was being double agenty, the way he would have been treating Liv on screen for those 3 months that Rio was gone would have been completely different.
Right.
Because realistically, I feel like if they really wanted to use Dom to turn on Rhea, they could have handled the 3 months he was gone. He could have been full double agent, fraternizing with Liv off screen. We get little snippets. But he also is coming back to Damien. He's like, yeah, so I talked to mommy. Mommy said we should probably think about this, this, and this on top of whatever you got going on with your world title defense. We're here to help with that too. But, mommy gave marching orders type shit. Like, there could have been moments like that to where you showed he was still in contact with Rhea and playing with Liv.
Right.
But instead, they focused more on Liv pursuing Dom.
And
And
with
that whole
that,
pursuit did not feel like she has a legitimate crush on Dom. And it's like she's trying to use him. And if Dom's anything like me, if he gets that feeling, that's an ick.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I
Well,
don't see him wanting to go with Liv.
and just to, so we'll just skip Bailey and Nia since we're already talking
Yeah,
about
since we're
Liv and
already
Rhea.
on the subject of
But
damage, or not damage control, Judgment Day.
just to point this out, the whole Liv storyline, that is straight up written by men for men. That is not a female storyline. Like all of the girls in the audience, we hate it. Um, the only thing we're liking about it is now Jay's involved with Rhea. We're appreciating that mainly because we love Jay and Rhea, and we're appreciating that whole fun thing. But no, the whole like I love Liv Morgan, and I hate what's happening with her right now with this stuff because it's ick. It's disgusting. It's making her look bad. It's just gross. But I realize it's for men by men. And clearly Liv doesn't have the huevos to be like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So, or she doesn't want to. Um, and it also, yeah, it's a nice throwback to the whole Eddie Guerrero stuff.
Eddie Guerrero, China.
Yeah, it's a nice throwback to that, but again, that was an era of women not being treated correctly in wrestling
Mom, you
at
say
the
that, but China was the Intercontinental Champion 3 times.
okay, and China was not very feminine either, and I'm pretty sure if Vince tried to tell her what to do, she would have slaughtered him.
No, she did
So,
exactly what he told her to do.
yeah, well,
It's a
I'm
dip.
just saying
I'm saying it's a little different now.
she did not.
No one's forced to big dog anymore,
No, I know.
which means Liv is not being forced to do this
I know.
storyline. I feel like it's something that her and Rhea
I'm
wanted to
not
do,
saying she's being forced.
and
I'm
with
just saying this is a very blech storyline for the female audience. So we're not loving it, but
it's also Liv leaning into her fan base of the
oh, I know.
internet thirsty motherfuckers. So what is she doing? She's showing her little butt in the audience.
Yeah, I know.
She's doing these little things that is driving the internet crazy, much like Rhea with the stank face,
Oh, I
with
know.
the lingerie pic from this past Monday Night Raw. Which how was she on TV dressed like that? I don't know. Mommy's always on top though. Like Fox is over here blacking the screen out 47 times during Logan Paul's entrance because we know people are flipping him off. But I can
Yep.
see Rhea wearing some lingerie on Monday Night Raw. So, like,
Yep.
But no, like, I just feel like with this whole Liv Morgan revenge tour thing and the storyline, Rhea has to lose here.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, they're burying Liv.
Yeah.
And I feel like they already buried Liv enough by putting her in, as you said, one of these 5 men, 4 men storylines, which I don't really view it as that necessarily because I do see a lot of girls that, yes, they're not interested in how Liv's acting or how Rhea's acting, but it's the drama of the
Well,
situation
and I'm looking,
that
I'm
a lot
trying
of
my best to look past it, but I just, I obviously follow the female wrestling commentators and things like that because I am a female. I follow the guys too, but that is a lot of what
yeah.
their main gripe is. So I have to put that out there.
I
Um,
mean, it's just
and
it's
obviously I see all sides of everything, but yeah, that is the
my
part of it.
my big thing is that not what a lot of people's reaction to 2000 like Attitude Era women's wrestling is? Lita and
Oh,
Trish.
100%.
Is that not the reaction that people had towards the divas?
That is a lot of why a lot of females didn't watch wrestling back then as
Well,
well.
no, it's right now. Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton said she's cashing in on the Divas Championship. That's not an actual belt, which means
I
she
know.
could potentially be cashing in to claim a match to set up a Divas Championship. Like it's weird. But Chelsea Green, for example, her and Maxine Dupree both wanted to do a gimmick that was very like diva centric tag team. And WWE shut it down because they're like, yeah, no.
Yeah, because the girls worked very hard to get rid of that crap.
Exactly. So what did they do? They took the girl in Rhea who was getting dragged through the mud for being that kind of girl that's bringing back the trashy female wrestling because that's what the build up to WrestleMania was if you were team Becky, you were team 4 horsewomen and changing wrestling to legitimate women's matches. But if you were team Rhea, even though it's the same team, because Rhea is just as good in the ring as anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, put her up there with the Becky Lynch's, the Charlotte Flairs, and I
100%.
don't
She's
like Charlotte
amazing.
Flair, but I do feel like the 4 horsewomen are different now.
Well,
I
yeah.
don't think it's Charlie, Becky, Bailey, and Sasha anymore. They were the 4 horsewomen of the Diva era. The 4 horsewomen of our era right now is Bianca Belair,
Yeah,
Rhea Ripley.
100%.
I'd still put Bailey in there. And
Okay.
I'd put Becky in there.
Okay.
But as far as like, I feel like the 4 horsewomen works better when you have 2 younger wrestlers and 2 veteran wrestlers.
Yeah.
And with how good Bianca is. I understand why they're using her with Jade. That's the feud I wanted to see this year. That was the feud I thought was going to happen after Mania. Was I thought we were going to see Jade and Bianca lose the titles. Bianca was going to end up on Raw feuding with Rhea. I want to watch that match.
Right.
I know so many people want to watch that match. I want it to be a feud that lasts like the whole time leading into their blow off match at Mania. I just feel like if you have Rhea win here, it does just that to Liv Morgan. It turns
Yeah.
her into one of those blow off characters. Now, people already forget about Liv Morgan's first world title run. I feel like this one, you put a stamp on it and have her beat a Rhea Ripley. And then you have Rhea come back. She's got to beat what? Zoe Stark or someone else to be a number one contender. We've got what are they calling themselves? The forehead shield?
Yeah, I like that.
The lady trio of Zoe Starks,
That's
Shayna
a
Baszler,
yeah, and
and
that's a
Sonya.
killer trio.
Dude, and it's funny because my least favorite person in that entire group is Sonya Deville.
And she's a killer.
I like her a lot more on the mic than I do in the ring most of the time. It's just I understand what Sancho and Santi were saying about like MMA moves in wrestling that look a little too like she holds locks way too long that would cause like so much actual
Right.
damage. It's like I get it's wrestling and you got to hold the submission, but like you shouldn't be holding a Kimura that deep at all.
No.
Like I don't care if they're resisting the right amount, whatever. It's still one of those like I don't feel like
You're tearing things. That's
yeah
not
I feel like
that's not real.
causing damage is just
Yeah.
it's just a rough spot.
All right, so we're going Liv Morgan.
I feel
We
like it
have
should
to.
be clean.
Yeah.
Me personally, I want it to be clean, no Dom involvement because that has plagued her title run this far as Dom has been involved in almost
Right.
everything. Keep Dom out of it. Like
That would be nice, but
honestly, I think Damien should have Dominic in his corner during his match. And I think Gunther should kind of cop at Dom a little bit. Get Dom injured so that he can't come out during that match.
that'd be great.
Like put him in like a walker. So that if he has to come out, he's coming out like that. Gives Damien so much time to be like, hey. Send in Carlito. That's not cool. Um, I love Carlito. I hate the way they're using him right now. They're just using him for a catchphrase. Like in his matches, it looks like he's just walking through them because he doesn't want to be there. But like, I want to push for Carlito. Bailey versus Nia Jax is an interesting one because I know a lot of people are not feeling Bailey's title run.
Well, they haven't given her much.
Then there's a lot of people that don't really feel Nia Jax, which she doesn't really give you much to care about. Like her promos are very, very mediocre for in-ring ability. Granted, I will give her
It's
this props.
better.
I will give her this respect right here.
It is better.
She has improved a lot. She's not hurting people. That is the most important part. She is not causing damage or hurting people with how she wrestles anymore. Still don't think she looks very good in the ring, but like I will say, for finisher, brutal.
I don't want to take it.
Lyra Valkyria looked dead.
I love me some Lyra.
I want Lyra to I want Lyra to be on SummerSlam, even though I know she's not.
I love Lyra.
Um,
So who are we going with? I mean, I know I want Bailey to win. But Nia does have Tiffy time on her side.
I feel like that's the only way you can really put the belt on Nia is to turn it into the queen and the princess, as they were calling it. The only issue with that is, like, I just
Tiffy's not allowed to cash in on Lyra or on Nia. So you got me thinking Lyra. I'm like, yay, Lyra.
yeah, it's one of those things of like, unless we're going to have that friendship break up and become a storyline, which would be good for the title. Would like that would be an impactful story.
And I had
But
said
I
there's
don't think Tiffany's gonna cash in with
well,
the
there's
briefcase she just got.
well, and that was my thing is I was like, Tiffy's not going to cash in until she gets her pink briefcase. She just got her pink briefcase, and now she can cash in.
Yeah, but don't
She
you?
doesn't want to let it go for a
I
minute.
mean, well, here's the thing.
It's so pretty.
Do you not think WWE is gonna try and sell that pink briefcase?
Oh God, yeah. So you can't let it go for a while.
They need to hold on to it. Plus, they immediately burnt the men's
Oh
briefcase
yeah,
last
no, we
month.
got to hold on to the pink one for a
You
long time.
have to hold on to the pink one for at least I'd say at least until I think Survivor Series is maybe the earliest you could do it, in my opinion, because then that puts us close enough to the build up to WrestleMania and stuff to where it's like that Money in the Bank briefcase is less important. But I also feel like a lot of people forget about the Money in the Bank briefcase during the Royal Rumble, the road to WrestleMania, because it's like, oh, we got Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber. We're all trying to qualify for matches at Mania. Tiffany just has to not bring her pink briefcase for a couple of weeks and people forget she has it. Tiffany just doesn't show up on screen for a couple of weeks and people forget she's even quit the Money in the Bank holder. And then she could show up, surprise return after a few weeks off TV.
Well, you know she's going to be all over the internet telling everybody what to put in the briefcase, how to accessorize it,
Oh my God.
what outfits to wear with it, how to do your makeup to match.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what the first like 6 months of her holding that briefcase is.
Oh my God, Tiffy time with the briefcase.
Silly goose.
He's like, I don't want to be on camera. Oh, you weren't on camera. All right.
Sorry. Yeah.
I was gonna say it. Logan Paul's losing. Yeah.
I don't think we gotta go too deep into this one, like really.
Oh my God, I was dying with what Logan Paul went through last night.
People are angry at Logan Paul
What else is new?
for his recent tweeting debacle over the Olympics. I'm not going to speak on that one because it's not my place. I'm not well informed on the situation, so I'm not going to speak on it. Something that he should probably take a page from. Um, Even before that happened, I did not think Logan Paul was walking out of Cleveland, Ohio, United States champion. LA Knight is really the perfect person to put that belt on right now. Secondarily, if they had DIY losing Cleveland, Logan Paul is done. There's no
Well,
way.
Cleveland didn't want to claim Logan Paul, apparently. Like,
Well, no, they wanted to claim DIY. DIY didn't even get to lose their titles on the PLE. They got to lose it the night before in their hometown.
yeah.
I feel like at least getting the win the night before in your hometown, whether it be a DQ win or whatever, you still get your hands raised, and then you have to redo the match with the Bloodline the next night on the PLE. Um, it, it's all LA Knight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I'm sorry, did you?
Mr. Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn.
If Braun does not win here, I don't know what the heck Triple H is doing.
Well, see,
Because
Triple H wrote himself into a corner. Braun does have to win here.
I don't understand how he didn't win last time with one haluva kick.
I don't
One haluva kick.
I don't understand.
Was he sick? Was he broken in
I
the ring?
understand not putting the belt on him on his first PLE on a tier PLE like Money in the
I
Bank.
get that.
But
But off one haluva kick.
no,
And
that's where the issue is.
No like interference. It was a clean Sami Zayn win.
It doesn't even have to be interference, but
But
like
you've built up Braun to be this break everybody in half.
badass. Like it
Like,
literally says
he
badass on his ring gear.
moves the ring when he runs the ropes. The ring literally moves half a foot. Like, but one haluva kick takes him out.
No, I feel like that match was just very bad booking for the finish because it should not have been Sami Zayn one haluva kick done. two, maybe three haluva kicks, yeah, hell, I honestly would have been okay if he pulled out like one of those Gunther kind of finishing sequences where it was a bunch of finisher slash signature level moves.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the superplex off the top rope is usually like a big enough move can end a match. Max, leave her alone. Um, I don't I hope that if they're going to keep the belt on Sammy, they do it in a way that protects Braun Breaker this time. But the simple fact is, with you having him lose cleanly the first time, Sammy has to get brutalized.
Well, yeah.
You have to have your hero, Sami Zayn, die. You gotta, I am Iron Man. Like, it has to be one of those. Like, you can't just have Sammy go out there and take a normal spear one time to finish this. Not Braun's gonna have to hit like three spears. Braun is going to
Break him in half.
he's going to have to break him. And I don't know why they've left Jey Uso off the card. I don't know why. There's a lot. Like the Wyatt Six and Chad Gable and the Creeds.
I feel like I feel like Bo is showing up in some capacity just because SummerSlam was Ray's thing. So Bo's going to show up at in some capacity. I don't know what he's going to do, but he's at least going to make his presence known. Um, maybe Jay's going to come out with the Cody match. I don't know, but
I mean, realistically, that makes sense. But
nah, the
there is a feud going on. Judgment Day versus all champions, basically. They want to hold all the gold. The only one they're missing right now is that IC belt. You have a Dominic Mysterio and a JD McDonough who could go after that title. Actually, let's leave JD out of it. He's a tag champion right now. We're not going to act like that's going to change hands anytime soon. It's totally not going to be to Sammy and Jay or anything. So yeah, I could totally see Judgment Day getting involved, like the lesser members. This is where you use Dom.
Carlito.
No, you use Dom to screw over Braun Breaker.
You wanted Carlito to do something. There you go. I don't want Carlito getting killed either, but
I want I want Dom versus Braun.
that's not cool.
Come on, you know you want to see Dominic Mysterio versus Braun Breaker.
It's not even right.
What do you mean it's not even right? I just watched the old SummerSlam.
I just saw it in my head.
Mom, I just watched the pandemic match of SummerSlam between Seth Rollins and Dominic Mysterio year one. This was Ray's little boy, Dominic Mysterio, and he was taking that ass whooping like a champ. Like he was selling very well, and I'm like, him and Braun could do a phenomenal. Like it would definitely be a 20-minute squash match. But I feel like Dom could low key be like that surviving baby face, even though he's a heel and no one likes him. And everyone's just rooting for Braun to finish him, and he just keeps pissing us off by kicking out. Like it's just, but see, that's what I mean about little ways that it's very easy to get those reactions. All it takes is Seth stopping during his walkout to stand in the crowd with somebody and oh, oh. Like all it takes is for him to start joking around with people or to take 1 minute in the middle of the match and start having a conversation with somebody.
All right. So
So all we got left is
now,
it's gonna be bloodline rules.
okay. First thing,
You take the lead on this.
first thing I said, after a bunch of expletives back and forth to each other, was, all right, what's Cody cooking? Because there's no way on God's green earth that Randy and KO are both out injured still, and Cody agreed to this mess without a plan. Because he's Cody Rhodes. He's not suicidal, so he's got a plan, and he just sprung the trap. But what is he cooking?
It's gonna be tribal combat, Oos.
And on top of that, regardless of what your plan is, Cody, why would you talk like that to Jacob Fatu? Even if you know what we suspect, would you talk like that? Now, for those of you that aren't aware of our suspicions, that's not a word.
Suspicion.
Yeah, that. I'm hyped.
I got you. I understand.
You and I have always been okay. We
Now
have
it's going to be on YouTube that we're like this.
suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Those can't even now. For those of you that don't know, we suspect highly, and for a hot minute or five, Jacob Fatu.
Is the fifth member of the bloodline when Roman returns.
You know, the OG bloodline.
With Sami Zayn.
The Timu bloodline. That was a great sign, whoever had that last
Yeah,
night.
it was.
That was
the
great.
Jimmy and Jay Uso, Roman, Sami Zayn, and Jacob Fatu. I think that's
He is a
five-man
really,
team.
really good werewolf. He is a very good double agent.
Plus, I feel like they've dropped the ball on the whole werewolf persona by not having him be goofy within the bloodline in the backstage
I mean,
segments.
he does this.
Well, he does that, but then there's I love you so much. You doing that in the middle of a match? Like but there's little moments like that where it's like he's trying to be goofy. You know what's going to be funny? Putting Jacob Fatu in a room with Sami Zayn, the Usos, and Roman's facial expressions.
Crying laughing.
Bloodline is going to be pure cinema, and it's going to feel like a slapstick movie at that point.
Oh my God, I'm going to die laughing. But yeah, even if, because I think, especially since there was a whole don't touch Cody thing after Mania, I feel like Cody and Roman have some kind of mutual understanding until Roman comes back for that belt. So maybe Roman is coming back. I've been on the whole Roman's not coming back yet. It's going to be Jimmy thing for a hot minute, but maybe Roman is coming back. Maybe Cody knows about it. But even if you know, and you know that Jacob is really on Roman's side, why would you talk to that werewolf like that? Listen. Maybe you ain't scared of him and you're psychotic. I love you, Cody. I do. But you should still be scared of that werewolf. I'm not calling him that man because that ain't no man. That's a werewolf. Respect that.
Look, I love Samoans. I love them Samoans.
Then you called him some names.
Yeah, then you got expletive, Mr.
Cody,
Super Babyface.
Cody, I love you. You're one of my favorites. But Cody,
protect yourself.
Protect yourself, man. I love almost all Samoans. I love all but one.
Which one do you not love?
We ain't got to go there because I ain't trying to get all the hates. I love almost all of them. And dude, Cody, I don't want you to die. I don't want you to die.
Little side question.
Don't talk to the werewolf like that, Cody.
Who's your favorite Samoan out of the current Samoans?
My favorite or the one I'm crushing on?
I know who you're crushing on. Who is your who do you think is the best pro wrestler out of all of them right now?
Out of the ones that are there?
Yes, excluding Roman because he's not there.
That friggin' werewolf is God amazing. Don't mess with that werewolf.
Jacob Fatu genuinely terrifies me as a wrestling fan because he's so good. Tama Tonga looked so great in that tag match.
Oh my God.
I love the walking meme that is.
By the way, that's who I'm crushing on is Tama Tonga because dear Jesus.
The gremlin.
I love that gremlin. Stop feeding him after midnight.
I love Tongaloa with the eye patch. I feel like he has turned into a meme. And instead of trying to fight that, they leaned into the fact that he is the meme.
Yep.
He takes stooge bumps. He's wearing an eye patch to sell an injury from Randy Orton when he got jumped out 2 weeks ago. It's really great.
We're also of the belief that he's a hustler.
I think he's playing all of us. He's gonna make all of us think
that he sucks.
So that when he gets a singles match, he's gonna cook and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my God!"
When did he learn to wrestle? Years ago. Go back and watch his stuff from before when he was. Who was he?
Camacho, I think.
I can't remember if he was Camacho or the other guy. But
he was running. He was running with Old Sin Cara.
He was good, and that was forever ago. He doesn't suck. How did he magically start sucking? I think he had a concussion when he missed that botch because he hit hard.
There's it's the low blow botch, the how you botched your own debut,
Well,
like
that low blow botch is the one I think he had a concussion
oh definitely.
because he hit his head hard.
Well, he also apparently in like New Japan had like a borderline career-ending injury that he managed to come back from.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, yeah, y'all are being a little overly critical of a dude who almost died because of pro wrestling. So
Well, in fairness, a lot of these people,
I've almost died.
and well, a lot of these people that, judge don't watch New Japan, which in fairness is kind of hard to, so,
Well, it's also like
or it's expensive to, whatever.
the reality of the matter is pro wrestling is so opinionated. Like, for example, unless it happened in the Tokyo Dome, it's not getting a 5-star rating from Dave Meltzer.
Okay, and if you're listening to
WrestleMania
Dave
40,
Meltzer,
WrestleMania 40, the main event of night 2 was not even a 5-star match in his eyes.
unless you're in AEW, you're not getting 5 stars from Dave anyway. So Dave Meltzer can kiss my grits.
I think it's stupid when what match
Let's not get off on a
no,
tangent.
what
We can
match
do a
was
whole
it?
video
No,
about
there
that
was a
idiot.
great match that we watched that Dave Meltzer said was like one of the worst technical wrestling matches he'd ever seen. It was like AJ Styles and someone else, and we were like, yeah, okay.
Yep. Nobody should be listening to him anyway. He loves AEW and hates everything else.
All right, so
Anyway,
who you think's gonna end the night on top?
I mean, I Cody's cooking something. I don't know what it is. I'm thinking that I'm thinking that the injured are not really injured. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Um, or maybe Roman really is coming back. Maybe the werewolf is going to show his true colors that we believe he has. I don't know. I was hoping for a Jimmy return. I feel like Jimmy's not going to return unless Jay is getting whooped.
Or unless he's
So
returning with Roman. Because there is the simple fact that if Jimmy comes back and then within a couple of weeks Roman returns, you just devalue
yeah,
Jimmy's return.
and
So Jimmy either has to return way before Roman or return with Roman.
and I'm sorry, remind me which PLE is Roman's PLE? SummerSlam. So it would make sense for
At
Roman
least
to
as far as
return.
the bloodline is concerned, SummerSlam.
So yeah, it does make sense for Roman to return.
The
Um,
truth is, every PLE is Roman's
this is
PLE.
true.
That's the
Well,
tribal chief.
and what I said earlier is honestly, even if Roman doesn't return, all Cody has to do is at a critical moment in the match have them hit Roman's music, and that's enough distraction to get Solo. But
Plus, it's still Captain America Cody. He still can assemble the Avengers.
or he could just turn into Homelander Cody and
Like there's also that. Now, here's the issue with that. They should not do that one. They should not do that one because that means they did not learn from Randy Orton punt kicking the Nexus over the course of 1 month to have a blow off match with CM Punk at Mania that effectively killed New Nexus, or John Cena beating all of Nexus by himself. You buried two factions by having the one man go superhero on them.
right.
You don't need to have the new bloodline get beat down by Cody by himself. However, I feel like there is the biggest thing to me was the bloodline rules. When Cody agreed to that, I went, ooh, now there's not a way to keep Solo out and protect him. Someone has to not be protected in this. And I hate to say it, but I feel like it could be Cody. I don't like the idea of it, but with everybody starting to kind of like not everybody, but a large percentage of people are starting to call Cody's reign boring. Blah blah blah. He's not defending. He's not that interesting. No one is going to beat him. Could you imagine if Solo has Jacob just beat Cody down and then pins him? And then we have the bloodline standing tall at the end of the night over an unconscious and bloody Cody Rhodes? I don't want to see that. But I feel like it does lean into what they seem to be trying to do with Solo.
Yeah.
Because The whole point of Solo is to make us miss Roman. You don't think seeing Solo hold that belt as well as Fatu and Tonga or Tama holding the tag belts? That looks very OG bloodline-ish, doesn't it?
Yep.
That's a message. Like it's I don't like it, but it's like I wanted to see Cody kind of hold it into a feud with Randy going into Mania because I thought his match was going to be against The Rock at SummerSlam. I really did. With how The Rock was after Mania, I was like, cool, I'm not going to watch SummerSlam. I'm not going to watch him at SummerSlam. Because I had a feeling he was going to take the belt off of Cody or Cody was going to beat The Rock. It
Well, he
depended on,
said he's coming back for Cody with or without that belt. So,
like, thought it was going to be Cody with the belt, Cody defending against a guy like The Rock, and then going into a feud with a bitter Randy Orton who starts to spiral into a heel turn, something like that. But I don't know. I feel like Solo might end the night on top, and I hate it.
yeah, that could happen.
But I also do have faith in the fact that my boy Cody Rhodes,
Cody is not stupid.
he's
So,
he's the new age Cena. He's got a plan.
he sprung a trap. We just don't know what it is. Now, my dream, I know this isn't it. This is my dream because there were no clues. There were no symbols behind anybody to make this happen. My dream is that Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy, comes out and saves the day with Cody Rhodes. I know that's not going to happen, but
I mean,
that would be fire.
it would track though because a lot of people bring up the fact that Bray Wyatt's first ever match on the main roster was SummerSlam,
Also,
or his first PLE on the main
that was
roster.
when the Fiend debuted. Also, was a
Yep,
SummerSlam.
yep.
Like
And
SummerSlam
Roman
is his
Reigns,
thing.
hold on, Roman Reigns, when he showed up with Wreck Everyone and Leave, there was a match going on for the Universal title at SummerSlam between The Fiend Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. That's Wyatt family stuff right there. Like it really does. You say it's a dream and there's no clues.
Well, that's
That
why I
that could be
said
a shock value thing if
that's
they
why I
did it.
said earlier. Bo has to do something at SummerSlam. I don't know what it's going to be,
They
but
should have put they should have put Chad Gable on the card so that Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six could.
well,
They
the
should have.
Wyatt the family the Wyatt Six is going to do their match, but that's not Bo. That's the rest of them. They have a match on Monday, but Bo could still show up
Was
and
it?
do
I
something.
thought it was Bo and two of the other Wyatt Six versus Chad.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, they're having to fight Dexter Loomis.
Joe Gacy.
Oh, poor
Oh yeah.
Creeds.
Oh yeah. The Creeds are going against the other boys.
Hey, hold up! They really put. Oh my
So
god, mom,
Bo
mom,
could
mom!
show up.
They really took two guys from NXT and put them on this faction, and we didn't see them take four call ups from NXT, and now they're matching them up with two legends involved in right now with this match. Harper or Rowan. It's Eric Rowan, right?
Hmm.
Eric Rowan is the veteran. The multi-man tag match. Is that not what he spent his whole career doing? And then you have the Creed brothers, who I think is one of the like best tag teams on
Oh yeah.
WWE. And then you have Chad Gable. That match is gonna cook.
And it's full circle
And I want
because the Wyatt
Dexter Loomis looked insane because
and he spoke.
I remember when people like when he had the shorter hair, people said he looked like a discount Randy Orton, especially when Randy had the mustache. Like they have similar tattoos, they kind of built similar. When he came out with the dreads, when he took off that mask, I was like, that is not the same Dexter Loomis. Like that's Buzzard. I don't know what to tell you. Like that's
Yeah. I'm, I'm
the
I'm living for the Wyatt stuff.
I could see Wyatt Six getting involved. I could also see this. I don't think Roman should return now, but I understand if he does. I could totally see it being Roman and Jimmy showing up with Paul Heyman. The only thing I will say is, do we feel confident enough in Roman not watching Cody get fucked up? Because I feel like it locks him in as a babyface if you have him save Cody. Instead, I see them still going. Solo ends the night standing tall. He's your new champion.
This could go either
Then
way,
Roman
and
hits.
this is like the first time, like there's always surprises, but this is legitimately like one of those times I really don't know what's going to happen.
They did it very well this time, because usually there's some kind of clue or inkling.
I almost always know who's going to win,
But
and I really don't.
the simple fact is we know what they're trying to do with Solo is they're
Yeah,
trying to make you hate Solo in this new bloodline as much as possible. That's why they stole the belts from DIY.
yeah,
That's why
which we knew they were going to do.
I knew it, and then found out they were in their hometown, and I was like, I don't like that. I hope they can get the win.
It was like, oh, that sucks even worse.
Yeah,
But
like
you knew they were going to do it.
yeah, I knew they weren't gonna
We
win.
knew they were going to do that.
Although there was that one moment where Ciampa kicked out of like that evil looking finisher, and I was like, yes, because it
And you're just
you
like, yeah,
didn't
you're
you
still
didn't
not
just
going to
let
get,
yourself
yeah,
get
no.
squashed. That's
Well,
what I'm scared of.
there was a match, oh, who was it? Oh, I think it was Mello and
Andrade.
Andrade, but it wasn't this one. It was their last match, not the one they just had last night,
Last night was a
but
little
the one before where
hard to
there
focus
were
on.
no, I couldn't focus last night because I was so stuck on the Cody thing, the Cody and Solo thing. I was like, what did
They
you
really
do?
screwed over that match,
Yeah, no,
didn't they?
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the Mello and Andrade one. No, but their match before the one last night, there were several moments where I was like, okay, it's over. Holy crap, they kicked out. Like they seriously had me fooled because normally I'm like, kick out. Yep, kick out. Yep. And no, there were like two or three moments in their last match where I did not think there was going to be a kick out, and there was. They actually had me fooled.
I don't.
In fairness, I need to go back and watch their match from last night because I was too like spun out on the whole Cody
Bloodline
Solo bloodline
rules.
rules and then talking smack to Jacob like that. I was like, what did you do? Yeah, no, I couldn't focus.
But
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's
I'm pretty sure we might have some decent reactions later
yeah.
because
I can't wait to do the review like
I'm
this.
actually excited. I don't know what's
I
going to
am
happen.
super excited, and last year was really cool because SummerSlam happened on my birthday, so I got to watch that amazing, phenomenal chef's kiss of a tribal combat match between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. And then I also got to have the super livid reaction of why did Jimmy just cost his own brother? Like, oh, because it was so beautiful. And the worst part about last year's was that stupid, dumb
He's
MMA
over.
rules match
Oh
between
my god.
Shayna and Ronda. Feel like about 10 years from now, people are going to chalk that up as one of the worst gimmick matches or the worst matches of WWE history. Because in ring, bad. How are you going to make a fake fight look even more fake by slapping real fighting as what you're doing? Oh,
Like, just put him in an octagon and call it a day. Why are you bothering? This was awful.
but
Yeah,
no.
that was
So,
horrible.
yeah, hopefully the SummerSlam delivers a lot better. We'll see you guys for the review probably following SummerSlam, since it's starting an hour earlier, meaning it's going to get out an hour earlier. We're already in the living room.
I
So,
might have to change into my Cody shirt after the just to throw some extra support his way because he might need it.
I
But
don't, ha-
I'm
I don't
wearing
have anything Cody, but I can rep his former mentor from Legacy in my Randy shirt.
I'd let you use the Cody shirt, but that would mean I get to wear the Randy shirt.
I mean, do you want to for the video?
We'll see.
But all right, guys. We'll see y'all later.
Catch you next time.